So as a review, we have the print function. I'm pretty sure you guys remember this, but basically you can print whatever you want. Here I set the variable message to a string, and then I printed the message. All right. So over here I have the how to cut strings up. So if you want to take a certain character out of the string, you use these brackets. Actually, it's not cutting it out, it's just accessing that character. So here, I have the string my string, and each character in a string has a number assigned to it starting from 0. So E is 0, capital E is 0, lowercase a is 1, C is 2, H is 3, and so on. And then you use brackets in front of the name of the string in order to access each character using its number. Everyone got that? So if you want to, you can pull up IDLE and follow along. Also, you can access multiple characters. As you can see here, I have 0 to 4, colon 4. So this will access the character at 0 and then the character before 4. So it'll do 0 through 3 each, the word each. Okay, and then I print it. If you were in class last time, that's fine. But basically we talked about modules. Actually, it was pretty important. So if you guys could watch the recording, that would be great. Yeah, so if you miss class, it's your responsibility to watch the recording. Nathan, what do you mean by the last slide? Oh, the previous slide, okay. When you're done, you can type done into the chat. Does everyone have that? Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention this earlier, but these numbers are called indexes, right? So 0, that's the index of the character of the capital E. So once you're all done with that, Nathan, can I move on? Or are you still working on the code? All right. So Now everybody just make a random string and then just see what happens when you have negative indexes. So what happens if you put a negative number inside of those brackets, a negative index? So here I have my shell, right? Let's make a string. That string equals negative index. All right, so it goes backwards, right? Everyone see that? Yeah, Alan, you're right. It counts from the end. So then we can say a string negative 6 through negative 1. Right. And as a reminder, it'll stop just before the last number, the second number. Right, so here's just a handy tool. If you use the len function or length, it doesn't really matter. Pretty sure they're both the same. You can find the length of a string. Oh, actually, I don't think my version has a length function, so just use len. Alright, so now is the super important part, string methods. I'll admit that I actually don't really memorize all of the string methods. I have all of the ones on the screen down. But for some more complicated ones, or if I want to do something more complicated with these methods, I'll just go online and search it up. So starting with the len function, it calculates the length of the string. We'll skip these addition and multiplication signs. Dot find, it finds the first index of whatever you put inside of the parentheses in your string. So let's share the screen. Alright, so first let's use the find function. So this is how you use it. The name of your string, dot find, and then whatever you want to find, index. Oh wait, I'm dumb. I forgot to put quotation marks around index. Alright, so it's at 9. And if you count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that's about I, right? So find might be really important if you're just looking through a text file. Want to see if somebody has a certain, if you have a table and you want to see if a certain line has what you're looking for. Next one is dot count. So there are 3 E's inside of my best string, right? And then the upper and lower functions are pretty useful if you create a program that can't deal with like capital letters. but you don't put anything inside the parentheses. Or if you just want all of your data to be in the same format, this is a pretty useful function. Next is the replace function, which I use quite a lot. And basically you put two strings inside. The first one is what you want to replace. Let's put negative, and let's replace negative with positive, right? And then best string will turn into positive index, right? So this change is permanent, right? So if I just keep trying to, if I print best string again, the change is still the same. It's not temporary. What you could do is you could, wait a minute, it is temporary. It is temporary. All right, so next is the dot strip function. Oh, you learned concatenation last class? All right. So next, the dot strip function. You have best string dot strip. And then that won't really do anything. It just returns the same string, except you take the ends off. There's nothing at the ends. You take white space at the ends off. I don't really use dot strip. I'm not really sure what it's used for. So dot format is important if you want to if you want to just format your text so it looks good. I mean, if you want a big data table or something like that. Guys, stop annotating. All right. Wait. All right. So I'm kind of stupid. Basically, what best dot strip does is it takes off whatever your character you put inside off of the sides. But honestly, I don't really use that. And then if you guys remember from the first class, we learned about splitting, right? So best string dot split. And then let's make this a variable. So let's make a variable best list equals best string dot split. And if we print best list, it returns the two words split by the space, right? The spaces, negative, comma, index. And this is super useful if you want to change your string up, because list methods are also pretty cool. All right, and then let's go back to the addition sign and multiplication sign. Alan tells me that you guys already learned about concatenation, where you just combine two strings. And then the multiplication sign, I don't really use that. It's just repeating stuff. Yeah, so Eric just brought up a good point. So if I want to split at a certain character, so let's say I want to split every time there's like, I don't know, an N. Actually, no, that's a bad idea. E. Let's do E. Right? It takes out all the E's and then it splits them. And then notice how the spaces are kept instead of the E's. So negative into x until all the e's are gone. So that's pretty much all of the important stuff for the functions and methods. If you want to do something else, you can just look up string method for doing blah blah blah. Alright, so the in, I'm not really sure what it's called. I guess we'll call it a function for now. But basically in finds the first string that's inside of the second string, right? So it returns whether or not it's contained inside the second string. And this is actually pretty useful. I didn't know about in until last year, and I've been coding for a pretty long time, but I just never learned it. So it's pretty useful, especially if you want to do some fancy if statements or stuff like that. And then does everyone remember what a Boolean is? It's the true or false, right? Let's just go over that real quick. So this should return true. And in Python, it's super annoying. You have to capitalize the T. Remember that, okay? Capitalize the T in true or the F in false. Oh. Alright. Alright, screw shell. We'll go on to the next thing. I think I've been coding in too much HTML. So basically, let's write a Python program that gets a string made of the first two and the last two characters from a given string. So if the string length is less than 2, you just return empty string. Alright, so get started on that, and if anyone has any questions, I can help you. And then I'll just code the program afterwards. Nathan, you want to see my shell or you want to see my slides? Alright. Wait, does Python not have colons? Okay. Alright. I give up on return. Alright, it doesn't have to return empty string if it's listen to, because I haven't taught you how to do if statements. And clearly, I also forgot how to do an if statement. But that's fine. So does anyone want to share their code? You can just copy and paste into your chat. Alright. Actually, Eric, private chat me so that other people have some more time. And then Nathan, you can also private chat me if you want to make sure. Yeah, Nathan, you can send me your code if you want to check. The code that we're writing right now, the Python program, get a string made of the first two and last two characters. Alright, I'm gonna give you guys a hint. Actually, it's not really a hint, it's more of a faster way to do things. Alright, so basically, let's say my string equals, equals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, if I want to get the first 3 characters of my string, what you guys might do is you might say 0 through 4. And that would get you, wait, what? 0 through 3, sorry. And that would get you the first 3 characters, right? But what you can actually do instead of 0 is you can just not put anything. And this is also true for negative numbers. So what you might have done to get the last 3 numbers in order is -3 to 0. Alright. No, it's not -0. It's just that it doesn't work with the 0 for some reason. Python is a very weird language. Yeah, so you can't go from negative to positive. No, -3 to 0 doesn't work either. It has to be nothing instead of 0. Has anyone not finished yet? Because I'm thinking of moving on now. Hello? Who has not finished yet? Alright, I'll just post my string inside. I mean my program. So let's say my string equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. So what's the output supposed to be? The output should look like 1290, right? So in order to get 1290, I just type this in under my string, right? Gives me 1290. I added the two things. So here is my code. It's not gonna work in shell. I put it inside of a file. But basically, that's about it. Yeah, you can put anything instead of my string. Alright, and then I forgot about this really important easy thing, trick. So if I want, let's say I wanted best string. I wanted to set a new definition for best string. So I go all the way up here and I can actually highlight it and then press enter and it'll appear in the bottom of the shell. Alright, if you're having any difficulties, you can send your code to me privately or to all chat. Alright, yeah, that's fine. When you get really good at Python, you'll just eventually you'll just be trying to one-line everything. So most of the people in my computer science class, including me, we just like create all the assignments in a single line. But I think I'll be moving on now. So here's another try it yourself. It's fine if you don't finish it because this will actually also be homework for next time. But for now, just get started on your code. Oh, you guys can't see this. All right. So here's the next assignment. The class isn't over. I'm just giving you guys time to work on your homework during the class. So, here, what you probably want to do, first you read the program, right? So what is it asking you to do? It wants you to replace all occurrence of the first character. So what you want to do is figure out what the first character is. Maybe you want to get it into a variable. And then you want to find all occurrences of that first character. So let's say your first character is E. Then you just go through your entire thing and search for the character E. So as I mentioned before, replaces the first instance, right? The thing is, after I say replace E with $, then the next occurrence of E becomes the first occurrence, right? So you're using replace and you're using find. That's it. And a few variables. Yeah, you can leave if you want, but if you have more questions, I'll just be sticking around till 2:50. Here are the stuff we learned today. The functions. I don't think you need to use the strip function. It's just a useful, I taught you guys it because it would be useful. You don't have to use it for your homework. Alright, so when you replace certain range, all you need to do is you need to figure out, oh, replace. I remember replaces the first the first string with a second string. So you would put string 0 here, and then you would put $sign here. And then you would probably also want to count E. Wait, do you think I need a for loop for this? I should have taught you guys a for loop, yeah. Nathan, I'm pretty sure there will be a recording released at the end. So you should be able to see it. But actually you guys may or may not need to use a for loop. What do you mean by saving the coding? You should save your files. I don't know what we're talking. But I'm gonna post an announcement later. When you're done with the PowerPoint, no, you're just finishing your Python file and then you finish the program. And then you just copy and paste the code into Google Classroom, or you can turn in your file. I'm not sure we're talking about a PowerPoint. But I'm gonna post a, yeah, you should save your file. But I'm gonna end this for now. I'm gonna post info about for loops, okay? So